ready and set up. Break after we go these two, and then yeah, so that should be fine. So that's right. Okay. So, not on my mind, of course. Okay, let's get ready here. So we'll actually begin recording here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to the reading of the Holy Bible. We are still on Leviticus, and today we will be reading chapters 21, 22, 23, and 24. Chapter 21, Mourning of Priest. The Lord also said to Moses, Speak to the priests, the sons of Aaron, and thou shalt say to them, Let not a priest incur an uncleanness at the death of his citizens, but only for his kin, such as are near in blood, that is to say, for his mother, and that is for his father and his mother, and for his son and for his daughter, for his brother also. Verse 1, an uncleanness. Lameness such as was contracted in laying out the dead body or touching it, or in going to the house or assisting at the funeral. And for a maiden sister who hath had no husband, but not even for the prince of his people shall he do anything that may make him unclean. Neither shall they shave their head, nor their beard, nor make incisions in their flesh. Where did you... Sorry about that. My dog's over here doing weird stuff. Holiness of priests. They shall be holy to their God, and shall not profane his name. For they offer the burnt offering of the Lord, and the bread of their God, and therefore they shall be holy. Wives of priests. They shall not take to wife a harlot, or a vile prostitute, nor one that has been put away from her husband, because they are consecrated to their God, and offer the loaves of proposition. Let them therefore be holy, because I am also holy, the Lord who sanctify them. Daughters of priests. If the daughter of a priest be taken in whoredom, and dishonor the name of her father, she shall be burnt with fire. Things forbidden to priests. The high priest, that is to say, the priest who is the greatest among his brethren, upon whose head the oil of unction hath been poured, and whose hands have been consecrated for the priesthood, and who hath been vested with the holy vestments, shall not uncover his head. He shall not rend his garments, nor shall he go in at all to any dead person, nor even for his father or his mother shall he be defiled. Neither shall he go out of the holy places, lest he defile the sanctuary of the Lord, because the oil of the holy unction of his God is upon him. I am the Lord. Marriage of priest. He shall take a virgin unto his wife, but a widow or the one that is divorced or defiled or a harlot he shall not take, but a maid of his own people. He shall not mingle the stock of his kindred with the common people of his nation, for I am the Lord, who sanctify him. Priest with blemishes. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Say to Aaron, Whosoever of thy seed throughout their families hath a blemish, he shall not offer bread to his God. Neither shall he approach to minister to him, if he be blind, if he be lame, if he have a little or a great or a crooked nose, if his foot or if his hand be broken, if he be crook-backed or black-eyed, or have a pearl in his eye, or a continual scab, or a dry scurf in his body, or a rupture. Whosoever of the seed of Aaron the priest hath a blemish, he shall not approach to offer sacrifices to the Lord, nor bread to his God. He shall eat nevertheless of the loaves that are offered in the sanctuary, yet so that he enter not within the veil, nor approach the altar, because he hath a blemish, and he must not defile my sanctuary. I am the Lord who sanctify them. Moses therefore spoke to Aaron and to his sons, to all Israel, and all the things that had been commanded him. Chapter 22. Priests who are unclean. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons, that they beware of those things that are consecrated of the children of Israel, and defile not the name of the things sanctified to me, which they offer. I am the Lord. Say to them and to their posterity, Every man of your race that approacheth to these things that are consecrated, and which the children of Israel have offered to the Lord, in whom there is uncleanness, shall perish before the Lord. I am the Lord. The man of the seed of Aaron that is a leper, or that suffereth a running of the seed, shall not eat of those things that are sanctified to me, until he be healed. He that toucheth anything unclean by occasion of the dead, and he whose seed goeth from him as in generation. And he that toucheth the creeping thing or any unclean thing, the touching of which is defiling, shall be unclean until the evening, and shall not eat those things that are sanctified. But when he hath washed his flesh down with water, going back a quick second, for verse 3, approacheth. This teaches us with what purity of soul we are to approach the blessed sacrament, of which these meats that had been offered in sacrifice were a figure. And if the sun is down, then being purified, he shall eat of the sanctified things, because it is his meat, that which dieth of itself, and that which has been taken by a beast. They shall not eat, nor be defiled therewith. I am the Lord. Let them keep my precepts, that they may not fall into sin, and die in the sanctuary, when they shall have defiled it. I am the Lord who sanctify them, eating sanctified things. No stranger shall eat of the sanctified things, a sojourner of the priest or a hired servant shall not eat of them, but he whom the servant hath brought, and he that is his servant, born in his house, these shall eat of them. If the daughter of a priest be married to any of the people, she shall not eat of these things that are sanctified, nor of the firstfruits. But if she be a widow or divorced and having no children, returns to her father's house, she shall eat of her father's meats, as she was wont to do when she was a maid. No stranger hath leave to eat of them. He that eateth of the sanctified things through ignorance shall add the fifth part with which he ate, and shall give it to the priest into the sanctuary. And they shall not profane the sanctified things of the children of Israel, which they offer to the Lord, lest perhaps they bear the iniquity of their trespass when they shall have eaten the sanctified things. I am the Lord who sanctify them. Animals must be without blemish. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons and to all the children of Israel, and thou shalt say to them, The man of the house of Israel and of the streets who dwell with you, that offereth his oblation, either paying his vows or offering of his own accord, whatsoever it be which he presenteth for a holocaust of the Lord to be offered to you. It shall be a male without blemish of the beeves, or of the sheep, or of the goats. If it have a blemish, you shall not offer it, neither shall it be acceptable. The man that offereth a victim of peace offerings to the Lord, either paying his vows or offering of his own accord, whether of beeves or of sheep, shall offer it without blemish, that it may be acceptable. There shall be no blemish in it. If it be blind or broken, or have a scar, or blisters, or a scab, or a dry scurf, you shall not offer them to the Lord, nor burn anything of them upon the Lord's altar. An ox or a sheep that hath the ear and the tail cut off, thou mayest offer voluntarily, but a vow may not be paid with them. You shall not offer to the Lord any beast that hath the testicles bruised or crushed, or cut and taken away, neither shall you do any such thing in your land. You shall not offer bread to your God from the hand of a stranger, nor any other thing that he would give, because they are all corrupted and defiled. You shall not receive them. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, When a bullock or a sheep or a goat is brought forth, they shall be 7 days under the udder of their dam. But the 8th day and thenceforth they may be offered to the Lord, whether it be a cow or a sheep. They shall not be sacrificed at the same day with their young ones. Eating of the victim. If you immolate a victim for thanksgiving to the Lord, that he may be favorable, you shall eat it the same day. There shall not any of it remain until the morning of the next day. I am the Lord. Sanctity commanded. Keep my commandments and do them. I am the Lord. Profane not my holy name, that I may be sanctified in the midst of the children of Israel. I am the Lord who sanctify you, and who brought you out of the land of Egypt, that I might be your God. I am the Lord. Pardon me. Chapter 23. Holy Days. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and thou shalt say to them, These are the feasts of the Lord, which you shall call holy. The Sabbath. 6 days shall ye do work. The 7th day, because it is the rest of the Sabbath, shall be called holy. You shall do no work on that day. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your habitations. The Passover. These also are the holy days of the Lord, which you must celebrate in their seasons. The first month, the 14th month of the month at evening, is the feast of the Lord, and the 15th day of the same month is the solemnity of the unleavened bread of the Lord. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. The first day shall be most solemn unto you, and holy. You shall do no servile work therein. But you shall offer sacrifice in fire to the Lord 7 days. And the seventh day shall be more solemn and more holy, and you shall do no servile work therein. Offerings of firstfruits. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and thou shalt say to them, When you shall have entered into the land which I will give you, and shall reap your corn, you shall bring sheaves of ears, the firstfruits of your harvest, to the priest, who shall lift up the sheaf before the Lord the next day after the Sabbath, that may be acceptable for you, and shall sanctify it. And on the same day that the sheaf is consecrated, a lamb without blemish of the first year shall be killed for a holocaust to the Lord, and the libation shall be offered with it. 2 tenths of flour tempered with oil for a burnt offering to the Lord, and a most sweet odor. Libations also of wine, the fourth part of a hin. You shall not eat either bread or parched corn or frumenty of the harvest until the day that you shall offer thereof to your God. It is a precept forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings. Pentecost or Feast of Weeks. You shall count therefore from the morrow after the Sabbath, wherein you offered the sheaf of the firstfruits, 7 full weeks, even unto the morrow that after the 7th week be expired. That is to say, 50 days, and so you shall offer a new sacrifice to the Lord. Out of all your dwellings, 2 loaves of the firstfruits of 2 tenths of flour leavened, which you shall bake for the firstfruit to the Lord. And you shall offer with the loaves 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 calf from the herd, and 2 rams, and they shall be for a holocaust with their libations. For a most sweet odor to the Lord. You shall offer also a buck goat for sin, and 2 lambs for the first year for sacrifices of peace offerings. And when the priest hath lifted them up with the loaves of the firstfruits before the Lord, they shall fall to his use. And you shall call this day most solemn and most holy. You shall do no servile work therein. It shall be an everlasting ordinance in all your dwellings and generations. Harvesting. When you reap the corn of your land, you shall not cut it to the very ground, neither shall you gather the ears that remain, but you shall leave them for the poor and for the strangers. I am the Lord your God. First day of the 7th month. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Say to the children of Israel, the 7th month of the first day of the month you shall keep a Sabbath, a memorial, and the sound of trumpets, and it shall be called holy. You shall do no servile work therein, and you shall offer a holocaust to the Lord. Day of Atonement. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Upon the 10th day of this 7th month shall be the Day of Atonement. It shall be most solemn, and it shall be called holy. And you shall afflict your souls on that day, and shall offer a holocaust to the Lord. You shall do no servile work in the time of this day, because it is a day of propitiation, that the Lord your God may be merciful unto you. Every soul that is not afflicted on this day shall perish from among his people, and every soul that shall do any work, the same will I destroy from among his people. You shall do no work therefore on that day. It shall be an everlasting ordinance unto you in all your generations and dwellings. It is a Sabbath day, a Sabbath of rest, and you shall afflict your souls beginning on the 9th day of the month. From evening until evening you shall celebrate your Sabbaths. Feast of Tabernacles. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Say to the children of Israel, from the 15th day of the same 7th month shall be kept the Feast of Tabernacles, 7 days to the Lord. The first day shall be called most solemn and most holy. You shall do no servile work therein. In 7 days you shall offer holocaust to the Lord. The 8th day also shall be most solemn and most holy, and you shall offer holocaust to the Lord. For it is the day of assembly and congregation, you shall do no servile work therein. These are the feasts of the Lord, which you shall call most solemn and most holy, and shall offer on them oblations to the Lord, holocausts and libations, according to the rite of every day. Besides the Sabbaths of the Lord, and your gifts, and those things that you offer by a vow, or which you shall give to the Lord voluntarily. So, from the 15th day of the 7th month, when you shall have gathered in all the fruits of your land, you shall celebrate the feast of the Lord 7 days. On the first day and the 8th day shall be a Sabbath, that is a day of rest. And you shall take to you on the first day the fruits of the fairest tree, and branches on palm trees, and boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook. And you shall rejoice before the Lord your God, and you shall keep the solemnity thereof 7 days in the year. It shall be an everlasting ordinance to your generations. In the 7th month shall you celebrate this feast, and you shall dwell in bowers 7 days. Every one that is of the day of Israel shall dwell in tabernacles, that your posterity may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in tabernacles when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And Moses spoke concerning the feast of the Lord to the children of Israel. Chapter 24. Oil for the lamps. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee the finest and clearest oil of olives, to furnish the lamps continually, without the veil of the testimony, in the tabernacles of the covenant. And Aaron shall set them from evening until morning before the Lord by perpetual service and right in your generations. They shall be set upon the most pure candlestick before the Lord continually. Loaves of proposition. Thou shalt take also fine flour, and shalt bake 12 loaves thereof. 2/10 shall be in every loaf, and thou shalt set them 6 and 6, one against another, upon the most clean table before the Lord. And thou shalt put upon them the clearest frankincense, that the bread may be for a memorial of the oblation of the Lord. Every Sabbath they shall be changed before the Lord, being received of the children of Israel by an everlasting covenant. And they shall be Aaron's and his sons, that they might eat them in the holy place, because it is the most holy of the sacrifices of the Lord by a perpetual right. God orders Moses to stone a blasphemer. And behold, there went out the son of a woman of Israel, whom she had of an Egyptian, among the children of Israel, and fell at words in the camp with a man of Israel. And when he had blasphemed the name and had cursed it, he was brought to Moses. Now his mother was called Salamith, the daughter of Dabri of the tribe of Dan. And they put him into prison, so they might know what the Lord would command. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Bring forth the blasphemer without the camp, and let them that heard him put their hands upon his head, and let all the people stone him. Penal code. And thou shalt speak to the children of Israel. The man that curseth his God shall bear his sin, and he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, dying, let him die. All the multitude shall stone him, whether he be a native or a stranger. He that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, dying, let him die. He that striketh and killeth a man, dying, let him die. He that killeth a beast shall make it good, that is to say, shall give beast for beast. He that giveth a blemish to any of his neighbors, as he hath done, so shall it be done to him. Breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth shall he restore. What blemish he gave, the like shall he be compelled to suffer. He that striketh a beast shall render another. He that striketh a man shall be punished. Let there be equal judgment among you, whether he be a stranger or a native that offends, because I am the Lord your God. Stoning the blasphemer. And Moses spoke to the children of Israel, and they brought forth him that had blasphemed without the camp, and they stoned him. And the children of Israel did as the Lord had commanded Moses. Thank you very much for joining me for this week's reading of the Bible, chapters 21 through 24 of Leviticus. Join us next week as we finish off chapter 25, chapter 26, and chapter 27. And that will finish Leviticus. So join us next time, and we will finish Leviticus. Thank you very much for watching, as always, and God bless. My tummy. This puppy is in the way all the time. This puppy's in the way all the time. Pretty sure.